Currently, I use a free program to edit my videos called HitFilm Express. HitFilm is not...
Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a really boring intro and nobody wants to watch that, so I'm just gonna skip it. All you need to know is that I'm learning DaVinci Resolve in a week because HitFilm ain't cutting it anymore and I need something different.
Welcome to the future.
It is eternally nighttime. We all look like this. Nothing but the glow of our computer screens to illuminate our faces.
You look great, Ethan.
Thanks, computer. Clearly a lot has transpired since we last spoke. That was 2 weeks ago. I'm going insane. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Did you manage to complete the challenge? No. Well, maybe. That's for you to decide. It's a little bit more complicated than that. At first, when I started this project, I had a plan to learn a different skill or two each day, make a short video for that day's progress, and then put them all up on a website of my making. What you just saw was day one. Of course, life has a funny way of not working out when you need it to, and that's about as far as I got. You see, the problem is, if you're in my position, and you have to go to work, and go to class, and you have multiple big projects for those classes, including this video, and no days off, and you're also in a serious relationship, and you've also been working on a big LEGO Star Wars video that needs to be out by the time the Skywalker Saga releases that you started before you even got that job and went to those classes and dated that girl, well, I think you can see why that didn't work out. However, all hope is not lost, because as it turns out, you can do all those things and still learn new editing software at the same time. I bet you're wondering how I did it. Ultimately, the thing that's more important to me than sticking to a schedule and having 7 little videos, 1 for each day, is that the final result, the video you're watching now, is entertaining. If there's one thing about this project that needs to be watchable, it's what you're watching now. So let's start from the beginning. After I finished the intro, I was feeling pretty good, but I pretty quickly ran into some problems. The first was that I didn't really know what to make. I don't just want to make boring test footage because it's not the same as making a full video where you can actually see the result of my work. Like I said, I want everything that goes up on my channel to be something I'm proud of, and if I want to show you a skill, I'll just put it somewhere it'll fit in this video. For instance, how about a green screen explosion effect? Pretty cool, right? It's one thing to create text on its own, but it's another thing to be able to throw it around with the force. And that's the kind of stuff that I want to do. The second problem was trying to make a website to put everything up on. I tried using Wix, but I've made a Wix website before, and I think something got messed up with my account and it wouldn't let me log in. And then I tried to make a new account, but I couldn't even do that because their CAPTCHA didn't work. So now I didn't have a place to put all the finished videos other than maybe a YouTube playlist. The third problem was that some of the stuff I wanted to learn didn't take long at all, and other stuff took a very long time. This made it really hard to figure out how to manage that time. Now, each of these problems on their own aren't that big of a deal, but when I'm hitting a roadblock every step of the way, that's when I have to take a step back and rethink it. So that's what I did. Well, I had my computer do it, but... Computer?
Yes, Ethan.
Rethink everything.
Rethinking everything.
My next idea was to create a video in HitFilm, give it a bunch of fun animations, and then redo it from the ground up in Resolve. I realized that I've never told the story of how I broke my leg on my channel before, and I've always thought that was a pretty funny story. So that's what I decided to do. Here is the result of that work.
When I was 2 years old, my sister was watching something on the TV in the living room. I came in and wanted to watch something else, so I had a tape that I wanted to put in the VCR, but the VCR was on top of the TV. I couldn't reach it, so I grabbed my brother's toy truck and stood on it to reach the VCR, my sister yelling at me the whole time, but as soon as I could manage to get the tape in, the truck rolled out from under me, I grabbed the TV to catch myself, and it fell on my leg.
Okay, so that was the Resolve version, right? The HitFilm version is basically the same, but the process of editing? Au contraire.
Okay, so I figured I should at least show you a little bit of what I mean when I say this edit took literal days. So here is a single composite from the video, the little short video you just watched. I grabbed the TV to catch myself. And that is the entire clip. And if you look down here, these are all the nodes that I had to create in order to do this short little animation of the hands coming up and grabbing the TV here. So let me just go through and explain. You have a media in node right here, which normally goes to a media out node, but then you have to put a background on VCR to make it so you can change the size of it without changing the TV image. The thing about this is merge that or a little that, and then put it right to here.
Are you bored yet? You are? Good. That's the point! If it weren't for me animating that, getting stuck on every little composite because I basically jumped into it headfirst with almost no prior knowledge, and having zero idea how to use Resolve's compositing tool, you wouldn't be watching this epic video right now. It definitely helped me troubleshoot a lot of things. While I was working on that, I had to work on a project for another class where I made a movie trailer. This is another thing I've done before, and if you watch my channel, then you've probably seen it. So I thought it would be interesting to see if I could do something similar in Resolve. Here is that trailer.
So, I'm not doing too good. I've been laying here for a while. I have no motivation to do anything. Haven't showered in weeks. And it's not like I know why I feel this way. But if I did, I wouldn't have anyone to talk to about it. People often tell me that I need to learn how to love myself. But how do you love someone that's not there?
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
I'm so confused right now.
Really? I took the hat off and everything. You still can't tell us apart?
That's not at all what I meant.
Yeah, well, that's what it sounded like. So...
Can you stop talking? I may have forgotten to mention, I have not finished shooting the trailer as of recording this. This thing's due in a week, and I really gotta prioritize it. So that brings us to today. I just said screw it. Why not have fun with it? I think you can see the progress I've made. I think I put it all together in a fun way, and I'm ready to go to sleep. So let's do a quick recap. Can you learn new editing software in a week? Yes, as long as you have just enough time. Here's the thing about getting good at anything. It takes practice. You can learn everything I did to make this video in a day or two if you're tech savvy like me, obviously. But that doesn't mean you're gonna be good at it. When it comes to editing, you have to build up muscle memory, you have to remember keyboard shortcuts, you have to remember where everything is, and all of those things and more come with practice. I can't tell you how many times I was compositing things, trying to put a square peg in a round hole and thinking it would work. You can find interesting loopholes for things, but ultimately, if you want to succeed, you have to be ready to fail until you can find the best way to streamline the process. I mean, look at me. I couldn't stop messing things up, and now I'm reading a script out of a VR headset because I'm too lazy to memorize it. The next question I want to ask myself is, was this worth it? Believe it or not, I'm no authority on this kind of stuff, so take my answer with a grain of salt, but yes, I think it was. As the age-old saying goes, limitation breeds creativity. I know, you've all heard it by now. We see it everywhere. The level design in Super Mario Sunshine, that book where they never use the letter E, Mike Boyd learning a new skill every week. How does he do it so fast? I almost dropped my controller. When people say they work best under pressure, I usually believe them, unless I know for a fact that they've never lifted a finger in their life. The moral of this story is, challenge yourself. Don't be like me, but try to push yourself to do something you wouldn't do otherwise. Don't do what I did, but try to take a step out of your comfort zone. Do as I say, not as I do, but I hope you enjoyed this roller coaster of a video. I think saying I enjoyed half of this process might be a bit generous. I'm ready to go to sleep for 3 months and do it all over again next semester. Thank you, Dr. Paproth, for inspiring this video. You successfully broke me. Good night. I'm gonna go play Lego Star Wars.